Okay, so hello, good afternoon. I'm here to discuss Lesson 2, Introduction to Comparative Politics. On the first page, there is the definition of political science. Ang sabi dyan, political science is the study of governments, public policies, and political processes, systems, and political behavior. Ayan. So, ang political science daw ay study o pag-aaral. Ano ang pinag-aaralan sa political science? Governments, public policies, political processes, systems, and political behavior. Yung term na government, na-define na natin siya nitong nakaraang chapter. And then public policies. Ano daw yung public policies? Ito yung mga principles on which social laws are based. So, halimbawa, meron tayong public policy on protection of women. So, out of that public policy, dito nang gagaling yung mga laws na kine-create natin. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng laws na kine-create natin ay merong ugat o pinag-ugatan na public policy. So, kung meron tayong public policy on protection of women, nagawa naman tayo ng batas na directed against violence against women. Yun. And then, next is political processes. Yung political processes, pinapakita lang dito how public policies are administered. So, sa una, meron tayong public policies, and then, sa political processes, ano daw yung mga paraan kung paano mapapatupad yung public policies. So, yun yung sa political processes. And then, systems, ito yung mga institutions that are within the state. So, halimbawa, pag pinag-aralan natin ang Department of Agrarian Reform, papasok pa rin yun sa political science kasi it is one of the institutions within the state. And then, political behavior, ano-ano daw yung mga trends na nangyayari within the political arena. Halimbawa, pag election, ano daw yung parang voting behavior ng mga tao in choosing the president. Yan, yung mga ganyan. Next. Bakit raw naman importanteng pag-aralan natin ang political science? Pero bago natin ma-establish ang kahalagahan ng political science, sabi dito, kailangan ma-establish muna natin kung ano ang kahalagahan ng politics. And politics is the process of determining who gets what, when they get it, and how they get it. Tapos, pag na-define na natin to, dito naman tayo dadalhin sa political science. Ibig sabihin, kung maiintindihan natin ang politics at kung malalaman natin ano ang kahalagahan ng pagkakaroon ng politics, ng pag-aaral ng politics, ibig sabihin, ang political science helps us to understand who gets what, when they get it, and how they get it. So, yung example na narito sa libro, yung US budget, malaki daw yung nailalaan nila sa kanilang healthcare system. Pero, within the US, ang perception nila sa kanilang healthcare system ay poor. Pero, pagdating sa ibang bansa, kung tignan daw natin ang kanilang healthcare system, ay mataas ang quality. So, bakit raw nagkakaroon ng ganong discrepancy? So, ano ang role ng political scientist? Ang role ng political scientist is to provide policy recommendations kung paano mai-improve talaga nila yung kanilang healthcare system. Kasi nga 'di ba, malaki yung budget nila pero poor yung parang nagiging output nila sa kanilang healthcare system. So, ang gagawin ng political scientist is magre-recommend siya kung paano talagang mai-improve o mapapaganda yung kanilang healthcare system. Next, on page 2, political science is divided into several subfields. Political behavior, political institutions, public law, public policy, state and local politics, comparative politics, international relations, and political theory. So, ibig sabihin, itong course natin, comparative politics and government, ay isa sa mga subfields of political science. Okay, so basahin nyo na lang yung explanation on each of the different subfields. Next. Political systems. So, political systems is defined as the set of formal institutions and practices that define a government structures. So, meron daw different types of political systems. Una, yung monarchy. Sa monarchy, merong single leader who is the monarch. And then, merong two types of monarchy, absolute and constitutional. Sa absolute, the monarch has total control over the government. Pag naman sa constitutional, merong independent legislative body. So, parang, ang tawag doon, parang symbol lang yung monarch doon sa constitutional. Monarchy, yan eh. Symbol lang siya. Pero ang talagang namamahala ay yung independent legislative body. So, next is dictatorship. Ano yung sa dictatorship? Ganun din, gaya sa monarchy, single person rule lang ang sa dictatorship. Anong pagkakaiba nila? Sa dictatorship, power relies on some pretense of being legitimately elected or selected for office. So merong pretense daw na pinili pa rin yung leader. Sa monarchy kasi, hindi napipili, 'di ba? Namamana siya. Sa dictatorship, kahit papano, napili pa rin nung mga tao yung magiging leader. So, ano yung qualifying circumstance pagdating sa dictatorship? Once in power, dictators often rely on secret police or military power to tell citizens how they can live, how they should think, and others. So, itong statement na to, parang yung napag-aralan niya sa history na characteristics of the Marcos regime. Ano? Next is oligarchy and aristocracy. So, pareho to na yung oligarchy and aristocracy is the rule of the few. So, anong pinakaiba nila? Yung oligarchy, based on class, wealth, and political association. So, doon, yung mga dominant persons or dominant, dominant class, ay napipil or nagiging oligarch sila sa pamamagitan ng kanilang social class, kung wealthy sila, or base sa kanilang political association. And then yung aristocracy, base naman sa land ownership. And then itong aristocracy daw ay hereditarily passed. So both oligarchy and aristocracy have a central leader. So meron din naman daw na talagang namumuno within that class. Ang problema, puppet lang siya talaga nung ruling class. Next is communism. Ano yung communism? Communism is more of an economic concept. So, dito kasi, tinatanggal nila yung lahat ng tao ay merong equal access to material goods and they try to eliminate class division in society. So, dapat raw sa communism, pantay-pantay. Yan eh. And then, ano yung mga famous na communist countries? Yung former USSR and Republic of China. And next is democracy. As we all know, sa democracy, citizens have a voice in political decisions. And then, merong dalawang klase ng democracy, direct democracy and representative democracy. Sa direct democracy, lahat ng tao ay may equal say in every political matter. Sa representative democracy naman, ito yung ginagamit ng Pilipinas ngayon. Citizens elect representatives to act on their political behalf. So, nag-e-elect tayo ng ating senator, nag-e-elect tayo ng ating presidente to act on our behalf. So, bale, sila ay representative lang natin sa government. And then, representative democracies are often termed republics. So, the Philippines is a democratic and a republican state. So, ano yung republic? Yung derived from the consent of the people, yung authority ng government. Next is, how do we classify governments? Broadly speaking daw, o mas malawak na pag-uusap, governments can be classified according to 3 frameworks: structure, function, and political culture. And then we go to structure. Ano yung structure? It is the arrangement of and relations between the parts or elements. So, arrangement and relations. So, halimbawa, sa Pilipinas, pag sinabi natin, meron tayong 3 branches of the government. So, pag sinabi natin ganun, we are talking of the structure of our government na may 3 branches. Next, after giving the structure, we go to function. Ano daw yung function ng bawat isang structure na nai-identify natin? Kasi ang function ay defined as work or operate in a particular way. So, how does the legislative system work? How does the judicial system work? How does the executive system work? And then, the last is political culture. Ano yung political culture? Historically based, widely shared beliefs, feelings, and values about the nature of political systems. It serves as a link between the citizens and the government. So, dito naman, naging involved na yung citizens. Ano yung relation niya sa government? Ano yung link niya sa government? Ano? Political culture should not be confused with the term political ideology. Political culture is shared towards form of government. And then political ideology or ideology is personal. Ang political culture shared between the citizens or each person within the citizenry and within the state. Yung political ideology is personal, pansarili lang ng bawat tao. So, halimbawa, paano siya pumili ng president? That is, ano yung basihan niya sa pagpili ng president? That is a political ideology. Pero kung ang pag-uusapan natin ay ano yung naging trend ng Pilipinas based on history facts na paano sila pumipili ng president, that is political culture. So, there are 3 types of political culture. Parochial, subject, and participant. Sa parochial, yung individual, ang pakiramdam niya ay wala siyang attachment sa government. So, kumbaga, nabubuhay ako, sarili ko, wala akong karapatan o wala akong say na mabago yung gobyerno ko. Pagdating naman sa subject, mixed ito. Merong part na feeling ng individual is meron siyang pagkakataon o meron siyang karapatan na mabago yung government niya. Tapos meron ding namang mga parts na iniisip niya na hindi niya kayang baguhin ang government niya. And then sa participant, kabaliktad naman ng parochial, iniisip ng individual na meron siyang say sa lahat ng nangyayari sa government. At meron siyang karapatan na baguhin lahat ng gusto niyang baguhin sa government. Next is the early life of John Stuart Mill. John Stuart Mill is a British philosopher. He is a radical philosopher espousing rhetoric on issues such as political reform, economic and political theory, and how personal happiness was more important than inalienable rights of the individual. So one of the works of John Stuart Mill is A System of Logic, which he wrote on 1843. Sa System of Logic, he attacked the idea of intuitivism. Ano yung intuitivism? Intuitivism, we understand the natural world based solely on our interpretation. So, kung ano yung interpretation natin ng isang tao sa isang bagay, yun na yung katotohanan para sa kanya. Yun na yung katotohanan na mako-consider para sa intuitivism. So, ibig sabihin, masyadong maraming truths na meron sa intuitivism. And also, anong mangyayari? Magkakaroon tayo ng excuse kung halimbawa hindi natin nagawa yung isang bagay na required sa atin, iisipin ay magiging excuse natin na kasi hindi ganyan yung pagkakaintindi ko riyan sa bagay na iyan. So, anong sinabi ni Mill? There are truths that are undeniable and do not vary based on personal opinion and interpretation. So, inatak niya. Hindi daw. Meron daw mga katotohanan na hindi mo pwedeng ipagkaila. Ayan o. Sabi niya, intuitivism removes a person's responsibility to have to justify their reasoning and interpretation of what they believe to be true. Sabi din niya, we also need empiricism or the need to use evidence to validate thoughts and observations. Ayan, he further explained yung kaayawan niya sa intuitivism. At sinabi niya, if we will rely on intuitivism, nagke-create lang tayo ng problem na tinatawag na tyranny of the majority. Ano yung tyranny? Oppression. Ano yung oppression of the majority? Kasi paano nang mangyayari? Masyado lang raw tayong magbabase sa opinion. And that is very critical. Masyadong dangerous kasi opinion is very fragile. Parang walang masyadong pag-aaral. And then, propose niya na kailangan ang gamitin natin is yung harm principle. Ano yung harm principle? Sa harm principle, ang only justifiable restriction of the person's liberty, kumbaga, ang tanging dahilan lang raw na babawalan mo ang tao sa pagiging malaya kung siya ay nagkakos ng harm sa liberty ng ibang tao. Kung nakakadamage siya ng ibang tao. If somebody causes harm to another, we should attack his liberty. Yan eh. And then, ayan, nandyan. If society based its governance and its interaction with others on the harm principle, he believed it would lead to the development of humanity among mankind. So, before going to Mill's methods of comparison in page 10, kailangan balikan muna natin or aralin muna natin ano-ano yung mga sufficient, necessary, or necessary and sufficient causes. So, may mga uri raw ng conditions. Una, yung sufficient condition. It guarantees appearance. So, ang formula natin if A, then B. Ayan, sufficient. Guarantees appearance if A, then B. Anong example niyan? Example, kung maliligo ako ngayong hapon, kasi mainit if I will take a bath this afternoon, I will feel fresh. So, you take a bath, then you feel fresh. If you take a bath, you feel fresh. Kumbaga, ginagaranti nung pagligo yung pagiging presko mo. Kasi naligo ka Pero, sufficient lang siya kasi hindi lang naman yung pagligo ang tanging paraan para maging presko ka. May mga iba pang paraan para maging presko. Halimbawa, magstay ka sa aircon na kwarto. O kaya, uminom ka ng malamig na tubig. Yun yung sufficient. Guarantees appearance only. Next, necessary. Sa necessary, the condition is a requirement to another condition. So, ang formula is, if not A, then not B. O kaya, if B, then A. Pabaliktad. So, halimbawa, di ba ang halaman, kailangan ng lupa, kailangan ng tubig, kailangan ng sunlight. So, if we do not water the plants, hindi siya mabubuhay. So, requirement yung pagdilig mo sa halaman sa pagkabuhay niya. Baliktarin natin, if B then A, para mabuhay yung halaman, kailangan diligan mo siya. So, yung pagdidilig sa halaman is a necessary condition. It is a requirement in order for the plant to survive. Next, necessary and sufficient. So, parehas na nag-e-exist. Parehas na nagagaranti at parehas na nagagaranti ng the existence of another condition and parehas na required yung preceding condition para mag-exist yung succeeding condition. So, anong formula? If A, then B, plus, i-add mo, if B, then A. A occurs if and only if B occurs. Yun. So, anong example? Yung pag-inom natin ng tubig, pag-inom natin ng malamig na tubig. Yung pag-inom natin ng malamig na tubig is a sufficient condition in order to keep us fresh, to feel fresh. Tapos, it is also a necessary condition in order for us to stay alive. Kasi kung di tayo inom ng tubig, mamamatay tayo, 'di ba? So, kung mamamatay tayo kung hindi tayo inom ng tubig, pabaliktad. So, yung drinking water, yung paraan ay yung pag-inom natin ng tubig is a necessary and sufficient condition for us humans. Ano? So, meron daw mga methods of comparison na naipropose si Mill. Paano tayo magko-compare? Yung una is method of agreement. Ayan. Sa method of agreement, it is the systematic search for a cause that is a necessary condition. So, ang hahanapin natin ay necessary condition. At dito sa method of agreement, yung appearance of condition is present all the time. So, ang titignan natin is the occurrence of the phenomenon. Yung dito sa table, ang phenomenon natin ay yung sick na column ba yan? Column or row. Basta yung pababa. So, yung phenomenon is naging sick, nagkaroon ng sakit sa tiyan. So, lahat ng nandun sa table, ikaw, si Judy, si Jed, at si May, nagkasakit kayong lahat sa tiyan. And then, na i-present mo in a tabular form, lahat ng kinain nyo, lahat kayo ay kumain ng salad. Yung sa beef, ang hindi kumain ay si Judy at si May. Sa prawns, hindi kumain si Judy at si Jed. Sa noodles, hindi kumain si Jed at si May. Ibig sabihin, ang nagbigay ang mako-consider natin na necessary condition or nag-cause ng sickness ay itong salad. Kasi ito yung nag-a-appear sa lahat and then lahat ay nagkasakit. Ano? Ang susunod naman ay method of difference. Kung ano naman yung hindi nag-appear. Itong table na ito ay iba roon sa unang table, kung mapapansin ninyo. So, kung halimbawa, magiging iba yung sitwasyon, si May ay hindi nagkasakit. Ito. Hindi siya nagkasakit yung may bilog na red na no, sa sick. And then, titignan mo, ano yung hindi kinain ni May? Yung prawns. So, ibig sabihin, lalabas na yung prawns ang mako-consider natin as a sufficient condition. Ang titignan sa method of difference is yung non-occurrence of the phenomenon and then non-appearance of the condition. Pwede rin naman raw gamitin natin yung joint method, which is a combination of both the method agreement and method of difference. Dito naman, parang magkakaroon ka ng cross. Kung ano yung magiging mako-consider mo na necessary condition and at the same time mako-consider mo as a sufficient condition, siya yung magiging root of the problem mo. So, dito sa table, yung beef ang nag-fall sa both necessary and both sufficient. So, ibig sabihin, siya yung mako-consider as the root of the problem. Next is political theory. What is the definition of political theory? Itong definition na narito sa taas, ito ginawan ko siya ng diagram. So, political theory is the study of the ideas, values, and relationship ng state, power, individuals, and groups. So, kung pag-aaralan mo daw ay values ng state, that falls under political theory. Relationship of individuals and their political acts, that falls under political theory. relationship of groups in their political acts that falls under political theory. Study of ideas with regard to power that falls under political theory. So there are different approaches in the study of political theory. First is empirical and the other is normative. Ano yung empirical? Ito yung pangkaraniwan nating ginagawa. We focus on explaining what is through observation. So, kung ano yung empirical kung ano yung ma-observe natin, yun yung ilalagay natin as data. After formulating a hypothesis, a study will be designed to test the hypothesis. Yung nandito sa example of empirical study, candidates during the election, i-qualify natin sila as who spends more. And then, titignan natin kung mas malaki raw ba ang nagagastos ng candidate na yon, ay ibig sabihin mas sure yung pagkapanalo niya. Pero syempre, hindi lang yun yung variable na titignan natin. Meron ring may mga tinatawag tayong intervening variables. Halimbawa, yung incumbency na makakaapekto sa result ng test natin o ng research natin. Next is normative theory. Sa normative political theory, ang hinahanap natin is what ought to be. Is concerned about how the world should be and focuses on the exploration of values and what should be done based upon those values. So, more on the ethical side ito, more on what is intangible. Ang narito sa example, spending more money on campaigns affect the values of democratic choice in fair and open elections. Kung nakakaapekto raw ba sa values ng voters kung mas malaki yung budget na gagamitin mo sa iyong electoral campaign. So, more on values. So, both approaches, the empirical and the normative approach, they are independent of each other, but they may interact and they also benefit from each other. Magagamit nila kung ano yung pwede nilang magamit kung ano yung resulta, halimbawa sa empirical, pwedeng magamit ng normative. Yung namang result ng normative, pwedeng magamit sa empirical study. So, yun. So, that would be all. Sana basahin, hindi pala sana, dapat basahin nyo rin itong itong lesson 2 para mas maintindihan ninyo. Thank you.